Yaman's unforgettable proposal to Demet Özdemir, a love rekindled in the spotlight. A deep dive exclusive by Magazine News and Gossip. What happens when time fails to erase love? When silence echoes louder than words, and when one man decides to let his heart sing what his mouth never dared to say. Can love not only return, but come back stronger, wiser, and unbreakable? The year is 2025, and what began as a quiet whisper in Istanbul's art circles has now become the most talked about love story in the world. This isn't a promotional gimmick or a scene from a romantic drama. This is real life, and it's written in every tear, every note, every word uttered by two people whose paths were meant to cross again. This is the story of Yaman and Demet Özdemir, and the moment that may change everything. Behind the curtain, a year of silence, longing, and melody. When Yaman left Turkey to pursue acting opportunities across Europe, many thought he had closed the door on his past, including the woman with whom he once shared undeniable chemistry. Fans speculated, the press questioned, and yet he never responded. But now we know he hadn't forgotten. He was remembering. In silence. In solitude. In song. For nearly a year, Can worked quietly behind the scenes, channeling every bit of unspoken emotion into a deeply personal song. He wrote at night between shoots. He recorded demo after demo, often breaking down during vocal takes. The result? Kalbim Sun Varsın. You're in my heart. A raw, soul-bearing tribute not just to Demet, but to everything they were and everything they could still be. Lyrics that bleed truth. Let's talk about the lyrics, because they're not just poetry. They're confessions, regrets, hopes. Yalar sensizlij sakarken ben hep seni aradım. Gözlerim başka yazılardı seni tamamlamaya kalisti. Ama eksik olan sendin, tamamlamayan tek yanımdın. Translated. While roads led to loneliness, I always searched for you. My eyes tried to complete you in other faces. But it was you I lacked. You were the part of me that was never whole. When these lines first leaked online, fans were stunned. Not only because of their emotional gravity, but because they were so clearly, so heartbreakingly personal. Behind the studio doors, the making of a heartfelt ballad. The creative process behind You're in My Heart wasn't glamorous. It was painful. Producer Aybars Kilik, a longtime friend of Can, recalls the first session. He came in with a voice memo and tears in his eyes. He didn't say much. He just pressed play. The moment I heard it, I knew this wasn't just a song. It was a soul begging to be heard. Sessions ran late into the night. Ken insisted on re-recording verses multiple times, even when they sounded perfect. Why? Because he wasn't chasing perfection. He was chasing honesty. The music video that melted a million hearts. Ken didn't release the song publicly. Instead, he created a private music video just for Demet. A video that would speak to her, without the noise of the world. Set at dusk, along the windy shores of the Bosphorus, the video shows Ken walking alone, holding an old film camera and faded photographs. He speaks to the camera as if it were her, softly, sometimes not at all. His voice, when it finally breaks into song, cracks under the weight of emotion. The final frame? A single photo of them together, taken years ago on the set of Erkensikas. Torn and taped back together. When Demet saw the video, she didn't respond right away. She disappeared from social media for 2 days. And then she called. A dinner in the dark, the reunion that broke the internet. They met privately in a candlelit restaurant in Emergen. No paparazzi, no entourage, no assistants. Just them. Two people, grown and weathered by life, meeting at a crossroads. They reportedly spoke for over 3 hours. There were tears, laughter, long pauses. One eyewitness described the scene. They were completely in sync. No tension, just years of silence dissolving between them. At one point, Ken reached across the table and whispered, "I'm not asking for a second chance. I'm asking for our last chance. The one that writes our final chapter together." A song finds its stage, the soundtrack to Riyadh Jibi. When Demet returned to set for her new series Riyadh Jibi, Like a Dream, her producers were still searching for the perfect soundtrack. But she already knew. Ken's song wasn't just emotional, it was perfect. She played it in the production office, and silence fell over the room. No one said a word until the last note faded. The decision was unanimous. "You're in My Heart" would become the opening theme of the show. Now, millions hear Ken's voice every week, his heart, his truth, embedded in every frame of Demet's performance. The proposal whispers, emeralds, codes, and the island of dreams. Just when fans thought they had seen it all, new whispers emerged. A proposal was coming. Not in front of cameras, not on a talk show, but in secret on the romantic island of Bozjada. Ken reportedly worked with designer Saran Talu to craft a ring unlike any other. A flawless emerald center stone. An intertwined gold band symbolizing unity. Hidden initials engraved inside, KDSV. Their meaning? Known only to Ken and Demet. He plans to propose by the sea during golden hour. No photographers. Just a simple question and a hope for a forever answer. Demet breaks her silence. A message for the world. After weeks of rumors, Demet posted a short, poetic message on Instagram. Some songs are not for the charts. They're for one heart only. And sometimes, that heart answers. The caption was a single word, forgiveness, followed by a green heart emoji. Fans went wild. They knew this wasn't the end. It was the beginning. More than a romance. Why the world cares. So why is this story captivating the entire globe? Because it's not just about celebrities. It's about unfinished business, second chances, the courage to love again after pain. Ken and Demet's journey resonates because it reflects something we all hope for, that love doesn't always end. It sometimes waits. What comes next? June is approaching. Bozjada awaits. And the world watches, breath held. Will Ken go down on one knee? Will Demet say yes? Will 2025 end with wedding bells and a love story for the ages? No one knows. But if this journey has taught us anything, it's that love doesn't follow scripts. It writes its own. Final word from magazine news and gossip. In a world that often moves too fast for feelings, this story reminds us to pause, to listen, and to believe. Because sometimes love isn't about how you begin. It's about how you find your way back. Stay with magazine news and gossip as this once-in-a-lifetime love story continues to unfold. One note, one glance, and one heartbeat at a time.